one of those things that Ganondorf from Zelda cannot help you with. And another thing, one of those things that the lesbian cannot help you with. Now, let's put things into perspective. I know you think that lesbians have magic powers and shit, and that they can just do anything that you ask. But she cannot help you with your nightclub party. And let me explain why. A real lesbian, I know some of us make this shit look unpopular, or make this shit look impossible and shit, or unpopular, because for the fact that it's like, it's so much easier when they're ugly, hence Ganondorf from Zelda. But by the end of it, it's like, they just have a fucking laziness problem, and it's just easier for them if they're ugly, and they prefer ugly, but they just keep making them beautiful and cute. But anyways, by the end of it, why is this impossible? She cannot help you. So let's put it into perspective. Your lesbian friend does this thing where she's with a girl and she's like kind of like cool friends with her, and she's not in the friend zone or in the friend bubble yet, and she's making friends with her, kind of being slightly over passionate but not noticeable to girls who are generally emotional anyway, or whatever, preferably not emotional even to them. And it's kind of like an impossible fucking mission, and in her mission she's like Metal Gear Solid Snake, and she's just kind of sitting there becoming Liquid Snake's brother that you don't know about, but it's her sister, and she's like kind of like working her way into the storyline and being really like kind of nice but super sneaky about her horniness, because she's already horny because she's fucking really attracted to this girl, but this girl is like super duper uber idealistic and normal, and that type of chick that you forget that you're glaring at and like zombily looking at for a moment, but she's just kind of living and doesn't notice it because she used to everyone around her being a zombie and unnoticeable because she's popular and cool and beautiful. So while she's sitting there talking to her, and she's managed to find a way to like stand next to her and be a friend, which is easy for another girl to do. So anyways, by the end of it, she's not cramping her style or anything, so she's good enough. Just listen, this is why she can't help you. Now, she's sitting there the whole entire night, bantering with her, backing her up, sidekicking her, and then they finally get some time alone, where she's kept all these fucking man-heathens off her the whole fucking night. And then now she has a chance to not just only rebuke them, but keep her in an imbuement and an endowment to her and herself as the night wears on beyond the dawn where they usually duel. Men, and then their whole relationship is trying to sneak in there that, I'm gay and I love you, and when it's not uncomfortable, or to the point of it not being oh so utterly just uncomfortable, and it either like makes or breaks everything, and they move on to a new plateau and a new peak of a physical communication in their relationship. The key is physical communication. Of course, said lesbian could have avoided all that, but she's like you and she's like me. She doesn't want to like break the ice right off the top and then just tell them everything and then accept the shed and the hatred of all of their bullshit for being a snake for nothing, just for liking the person or whatever. And then by the end of it, it's like the doom henceforth of like just telling somebody anything irrationally or rationally enough to actually hurt you more than when the truth hits. Now, by the end of it, that's what your friend does. That's what your lesbian dyke friend does. So by the end of it, she's caught up in nothing but a regular, unmerciful fucking bliss of just liking somebody. Hence, now Hypnox's secret. Anyways, beyond the center of that, the real balance of all that is that you add it up and you get the reflection. This person cannot help you with that fucking nightclub. She's not going to wrangle that many people. She had her heart invested. That means she's not in a line or a fucking giant gaggle of a bunch of fucking people like, chomping off away at the fucking bit or bouncing around their fucking jaw. She's just not like that. So there's no way that she can help you. Now, even though mine has helped me in some fucking different ways, it's still just one of those things where it's one of those things you should cross off the list and stop being a fucking jackass about. She cannot fucking help you. So it's by the end of it, it's like, don't you feel for that girl though? Like, she was doing the same thing, but not really. And it's completely parallel different, but like, you know, same goal. You wanted that girl. I wanted that fucking girl. And I'm like, well, damn, she wasn't my competition, but now I suddenly realized. But by the end of it, like, her chances are just as great or thin as just as great as climbing the mountain of flat ice that you were on. So by the end of it, she didn't want you any more than she didn't want her. And it's kind of like a sad story. It's like, goddamn, I hope the lesbian wins because there's a lot of shitty men in the world. But by the end of it, it's still kind of one of them things where, like, that's why she can't help you with a bunch of people at your fucking nightclub, because she's not like a nightmare like you are. She doesn't just like put together groups of people and then get them to bum rush places for a fucking nightclub. You're better off going to Mexico. And I was like, God damn it, as many times as I've been told to go to Mexico for my job. And but it's still one of those extra things where it's just like, that's why she can't help you. And that's why Ganondorf can barely really help you, because you're not the right man for us. But by the end of it, it's still one of those things where it's just like, I thought you should know. And I thought that I should review that, because often her emotions are forgotten. But that poor little lesbian eater, and she's such a nibbly little bitch. And I wish I could have got with her too, but like, you know, what was I really going to do? I don't match up. And then she just like let go of everyone's hand and then left this conversation, because she was just like, how the hell are you going to be able to find an appetite with her if we both can't get the girl that we wanted? And if we couldn't get her indecipherable message, then we're not the boy or the girl for her. And then by the end of it, like, if you're not the guy for her, how the hell are you going to be the guy for her, you know, her appetite? And by the end of it, neither one of it could find it, and so we gave up and threw away the mission. But if you keep said bitch, and like, it's weird because like the other girl keeps said bitch, and usually they do, but when they don't, it's kind of like, do you realize that you left that fucking lesbian out there? And like, anything could come along and hypnotically send it to where it has to go. You think it's funny, but then by the end of it, why is Hypnox telling you this? Like, you're better like clustering up as a group, because if you don't think that there's people out there that are really like kind of like beautiful vampires, or just kind of like strong sickos, or kind of like just the latter, or just as ugly as Ganondorf, but by the end of it, it's just kind of like tomato, they're all sickos. So if you don't take her, it's kind of like she's battle hardened or what? And then it's kind of like, god damn, like, the world is such a cruel and unusual place. Take her with you. And then by the end of it, if I have to be oh so convincing, her appetite only gets so stronger, and she forgets who she is when she's with you and doesn't eat as much. What kind of shit is that? Do you get the psychological pathogen that I'm giving you here? Like, how evil do I have to be to convince you that modern day science is a parallel to the dimension of madness that we are not living? A psychological pathogen. All right, fuck it. Just forget it. You're a bloodborne disease. And then I have to move on. But like, by the end of it, it's just like scarier than fiction, but more real than life's, well, any word that you got for it that's on the side of like unmerciful as shit. So let's just say that, like, you know, you kept said bitch, the other said bitch, and she's your friend, and just hold on to her for dear life, because that bitch is like your best fucking enemy and weapon. And it's like, why the fuck didn't you keep her? And it was like the same reason I didn't keep you. She's always like 2 to 3 minutes from my achievement orgasm, or like the fainting, gleaning hope that I might not be so disembodied, honored in life, or insufferable, insexuant for what I'm supposed to be, or arrive to at arousal. Like, god damn, of course we weren't. We're right fucking next to you. Of course you couldn't see thin through the fucking haze. Like, everybody's like that. You're popular. And damn, sometimes I wish you were ugly too so I could get a fucking break. But by the end of it, it's still just like, the ding on the bell, and then we enter in, and of course they think I'm stealing shit in the fucking store. And that's just how the fuck that goes. But by the end of it, if you don't hold on to her, you're likely not going to be able to hold on to me. And it's funny to see how many people we have to fucking reject in this shithole just to know that, like by the end of it, it means nothing to either one of us except for, like, put it together. What am I really telling you? Just hold on to that bitch. And by the end of it, she's better off more confused than with anybody else. I love her confusion because by the end of it, of course, she'll never get you and she'll never really get me because she didn't want me. But by the end of it, when it comes to carnivity, it's still just like, I think I'll lessen my greater number and then number one. And if you don't see the whole fucking purpose in it, it's just kind of like, yes, I'm egomaniacal, but not that much. And even if I'm on the better side of vampires, why the fuck would it matter if you won't keep her? You won't keep her. We got nothing to do with each other. And then by the end of it, all the other things that I fucking eat, it would be like, why are you as so close as to be offended by the only thing left? And I'm just like, well, then go be that bitch, because I told you why she can't help you, and I told you why I can't help you, and I told you why the rest of them can barely help you or even know what's going on. So it feels like a gloom-lit room where only 3 triarchs can even know what the hell is going on. As the story goes forward and concedes 7 years ago, our civil rights and amendment wouldn't have mattered because we'd never stitched our ass to go together. Well, fuck it, go busting us. I don't give a shit. And then by the end of it, this lesbian witch who waited a careful, perfect time cannot help you. Even in all of her empathy and all of her shit, she cannot help you. And that's the saddest part of the story to Hypnox. She cannot help me fill a room or fucking throw this fucking party because she was waiting until that perfect moment to break the ice with this chick and tell her that, like, I'm into you and I want to be more than friends. Could you imagine how difficult that would be for her to finally break the nugget on you and tell her that, like, that's why we can't be friends? Either way, man, that's rough. That's rough. So, taking accountability that lesbian bitch can barely do anything for you in that right. And I'm like, God damn, that's rough. That's rough. So, you can't use another one like a fucking tool. And I'm going to take my ugly ass out of the situation and go mind my business. But it's just kind of like funny to realize that, like, that's it. That's where our hopes, pleading, and all of that shit was. And then you sit there and you think it's just easy for her and she just runs around and does all this fun stuff and keeps biting obnoxiously. No. I mean, it would work better for her heart anyways, but not all of us are in this for avoiding heartbreak because we know in the end that we deserve the heartbreak. The person didn't feel the same way. It just happens. Or it happens to be that not her type is just perfect enough for the other job. So you take the heat, burn, and scramble and do the best things that you can and then go back to your fucking work. You know what I'm saying? I don't just run around and hit on them, but saving people's ass in that way is fucking difficult. And even the lesbo didn't know, so I was kind of stuck. But then that continues the other journey for me. Just take a lot of hits, and then you'll start to realize where your best fortune is for helping them. The key is that, do you value seeing that girl that you were in love with real whims, her real thing, like, I mean, her real radiance? And then by the end of it, you wonder why Ganondorf. And then I sit here and I look and I'm thinking, yeah, that's it. Because, like, it's just one of those things where it's like, I still want to see the story continue. I still want to see her do all of her majestic things. I'm not just a disgusting jerk, because I'm not at all, but I'm one of those sweet ones that has to explain to you or has to punish you. And I did explain it to you before I punish you, but then I started to realize, what's the use of it if I can't just simply tell them and watch them learn and get it and then torture them all the way? Or how do I torture them? I mean, it's as simple as discipline. Like, you were disciplined because you did something wrong or you consistently didn't understand the storyline. The storyline is that she went to go buy this weird, like, frothy, milky drink, and it was like soothing to her, and as she drank it, it was elliptic to all of us, including the lesbian. She's still here. And then she went and did her fucking thing, and we watched her slowly walk out and through like slow motion and go like do something more important, and then somehow go and wrangle up somebody else that we weren't into. And we were very controlling. Me and Lesbian are very controlling, and we did not want her. What do you mean she's a lesbian? I can't be with her. This is the story of our lives we're talking about here. Now back, focus. She doesn't look quite like, nefarious and happy. Well, with us, she's nefarious, goddammit, and she's bad. She's a bad girl. She rejects all of them. She just keeps beating their ass and destroying them and throwing them away. Well, goddammit, pay attention. She had her drink, and it filled her with enough, like, G-force to go and, what'd you say? And punched him in the fucking face for saying fucking G-force and shit. And it was like, why are you looking at me? I'm not innocent. We all fucking felt that way, and we punched him. And then we got the fuck out of there. And you gotta have to learn to understand this fucking hedonism, and you don't see it properly in the prospect, and now you have to come back to me for more torture. And this is how art works. This is not art. This is the grail of the fucking blade and fire. And like, well, no, we don't own fire and razor blades, so leave us alone about it. And then by the end of it, like, well, then how do you deal with it? You know what? You are not going to get a lesbian tonight. That's right. That's how this goes. Now, why are we together? We don't like each other. We like her. Okay, well, there's something about Mary's fucking pompadour fucking hairstyle. We don't know. We don't fucking owe you. And that's all that matters. And it's like, you think we're afraid of you. No. We're quiet and we just don't owe you anything. But it's like, you didn't Google it, or we didn't even have anything in common. Go put it together. We don't have anything in common. That's why we're unheard of. That's why you don't know us. But then you get back to it and you realize, oh my God, a blood mare? Yeah, bitch. And like, who am I going to be with? Okay, so I don't owe you anything, period. I don't owe you my quiet desperation either. And that's the sickest part of it all. What is Hypnox really about? Take a moment. Go ahead, take a moment. I'm not afraid of you. I have nothing for you. I don't owe you. All this stuff is just kind of like, you couldn't understand that you were going to go get a sip of Sprite? Then get the fuck away from me. Sprite was the drink. We don't know. We don't care. It was Sprite. Or you could go have anything you want, because that's all that it was. So our opinion doesn't belong to you, and her opinion doesn't belong to you. But by the end of it, I'm just like, if I couldn't convince you to be with the other lesbian, there's no sense in being with me, because she's so technically strong that I'm like, I respect her a lot, but I was like, I don't even know I liked you, bitch. And this is the part where you get your heart, bro. Don't turn back. Go forward. Go get what you want to go get. We're just your fucking, I don't know what the fuck we are actually, but like the way that we're auto-assembled on why this keeps happening to us, you and me, don't come here, because this one, like, fucking zonking you out, brainwashing you and leaving isn't like a part of the great regret that we're looking for, the great discipline that we're looking for. Even I was like, God, I wish you'd just get with the fucking ugly lesbian, because then all of these problems would be settled and you'd be safe, and we wouldn't have to live through this weird Snow White story that you didn't like. You didn't like the Snow White story? Well, fuck you. I'm fired. And of course I fired my fucking self and left. Okay, say it with me. God, you people are fucking complicated. And I'm not even a fucking pervert. And I'm just sitting here, I'm just like, why do you keep doing it on the washing machine? Stop doing it on the washing machine. You ever seen some of the most popular places in life, and it's just like, why is there a homeless bum sleeping there? All right, fuck it, let's just keep walking. And I wish I was just only talking to my lesbian friend. And then by the end of it, we start to put it together, and I'm like, that's her only secret, is that, and it's her only secret mistake too, but it's the best part of her personality. She waited until a perfect time to tell her that she was gay and had a thing for her. Well, it's the same thing, buddy. Like, you just should have told me off the snap and found somebody gay and like really did the business. I don't have a problem with them. Like, I mean, as far as I've ever gone to kiss a man was like all the nobility I appreciate about my father. If he had died like 6 generations ago and I never had a chance to say goodbye and I was immortal, then you know why they kiss men. Get it? Think about it for a moment. He never got a chance to say goodbye or I love you. and then he's just randomly kissing men that seem like him psychologically, then shut the fuck up. He ain't that gay. He just fucking loves you for being Scottish and throwing your fucking kilt up and saying, let's go to war. I'm gonna murder that motherfucker. He fucked up our village or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all that it was into the abidement and to the adherence of self-discipline and self-mortal. So by the end of it, what does self-mortal mean? I think we just answered the fucking question, but really by the end of it, if you ever hear that, it always seems like it sounds nothing like but noodles, but there you go. And by the end of it, like, said bitch or said lesbian, really by the end of it, it's still kind of like, that bitch was so healthy for you that I didn't know how to turn down celery and carrots, so I stopped doing it. Or fucking fresh fruits and vegetables. So even when they say eat more fucking fruits and vegetables, it's true. But, like, put it this way. You start to botanically die, and the lack of the things that you have in nutrients in fruits and vegetables gets you to not see reality very much and not see the way reality is built. So the meat only has unhealthiness left in it, and there's enough for you to succumb to what isn't in the fruits and vegetables. Or no, yes, that too. So fruits and vegetables aren't guilty. So by the end of it, you still realize what we're trying to say. Eat your fruit and vegetables. Have a full diet. No, I didn't say go be hard. God damn it. So anyway, she went to go get a fucking Sprite. And she lied to me because it was a fucking Gatorade. And I don't believe a goddamn word she said. And I'm not that controlling. Go be with her then. Then go be with her. Yes, Hypnoxalusis, go be with her. And it's just like, I better not be back in here on Google Index. And this is me looking for an apartment flat in Britain and shit. And it's just like, so what? And like, I know she doesn't care and I don't care. But when you sit there and you try to make me care, it's the most obnoxious thing in the world, because it's like, you don't really know me. You don't have any concept of what I really am into. And then by the end of it, it's like that cruel, unusual suspect in the world that can never get around without its real obligement. Of course we don't oblige you, but by the end of it, like, yeah, shit, let's go. Come on, motherfucker, get that. That's right. Your back hurts? Oh, what? Your feet hurt? Let's get down the fucking road. I don't need you to like me. It's just more the fact that I don't need you to be in the fucking way. Now, check this the fuck out. Like, if this chick was so right for you and tried, and she's just not right for you, because no one's right for you. You're on an amphetamine high. You're a drug. You're a dope. You're like the illness pill that's on the carrying ill of the edge, and then you won't cut the grace of where you're going on a short dress not to fuck me over when you're on that fucking bike or getting off the fucking bus, you know, recreationally abusive. And where are we supposed to go with all of that? So by the end of it, like, dangling in self-mortal crescents of what the moon reflects to the sun god doesn't mean shit to me about your timing on that. But, like, of course I'm in love with you, but I'm not in love with getting you. I don't need to get you. My problem is that so many things you don't get that I don't get you. So don't ask me about freestyle. I'm set on, bitch. And your thoughts about deep, bitch, just ain't deep and rich. And if you fuck me back, it won't be any fucking kids. And I'm keeping it real because I'm fucking keeping your neck. And somewhere in another room, there's a little girl saying, please, next. Yeah. Next line. Yeah, it sounded like the freestyle ended. It always ends, but, like, you know, really, like, we couldn't find your father, so we raised this shit. What the fuck do you mean? We're always in an argument in this bitch. You know what? No, I'm not teaching you how to trust. You know what? Our father didn't feel like it. Next, we're gonna go find a different dad. Fuck this bullshit. It's just crazy to know this fucking shit. You better muscle it up. What are we supposed to fucking do? Of course we're not a fucking bully. You're just fucking wrong. You're fucking wrong. You're fucking wrong. And then 3 hours later, you're fucking wrong. You're fucking wrong. Did anyone else realize while they're being quiet, he might be doing this until he finds another fucking enemy? What the fuck? I'm not your daddy issue either. That's fucking right. But we kept saying it, and we're just sitting here and we're like, well, yeah, but how the fuck do you expect me to deal with there is no competition? Well, of course I don't need no fucking competition. But by the end of it, like, no one knows what I'm eating. I don't know. They all look wrong for us. So I don't know either. I don't know what you want. You'll never say anything to anybody. So by the end of it, back to normal. And then you just keep fighting and warring things and you're on a rebellion. Green Ferrari. I might not need you. I might not need you either. So it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Who's trying to convince us by now? 25 mil? We don't owe them a fucking thing. Slap box. And it's weird because it's like, why do you always want to practice with somebody that's not your fucking type? Not your type. Don't you fucking get it? We not they fucking type. We not they goddamn type. We not they fucking type. We not they type. We not into them. We don't trust them. We don't owe them. We're minding our own fucking business. And then it's just like, what do you mean that lesbian? You go talk to her then, find out for yourself. But she can't help you with all that bullshit. I can help you. No one can help you like I can help you. Yes, we're fucking insane. You don't get it. We're fucking... Okay, I'm fucking insane. Come here. Mortality? What are you talking about? Oh, now I'm gay. You know what? We need a blue and a green ribbon over here. They can't see shit straight. Fuck it. Just put it right there. Put it right fucking there. Right. I don't know why I'm British either. Just put it right fucking there. Right? I don't know. Just as they were. God, she's so beautiful. Hope I have one like that. God, it's been 6 generations already. Go ahead, put something else on the line. Right. Put something else on the line, motherfucker. Put something else on the line. I'm not going to do this shit forever. That's right. You're fired. I'm fired. We're getting the fuck out of here. Right. I was American. This isn't Judas Priest. Have a good evening on another episode of Hypnox. This is not lesbians again. Get this. I'm actually answering a question deeper than all the other questions asked me. Why did you punch that guy in the face and run away? Because I didn't know what to say at the time. Because I wanted to be angry enough to follow me, because I'd have to answer his other question later and give him an answer that I didn't have at the time for later. So I was saving him for later. Wait, why are you selling that garbage album? See, I don't go to your business and ask you questions and slap you in the fucking face because I'm not trying to keep you. Because this is what it sounds like when doves cry. That's right. As we gently weep, as the guitar gently wept. Thrive. Spirit. Deepak Chokra Carpe Diem. What do you mean, Ramona Flowers? Oh, she's dating someone, has 2.5 kids, and is married. She doesn't drive a sports car anymore, though, which is unfortunate for her. But I don't know, whatever. I feel taken for and used. Well, there isn't a reason God can't help us with that. Well, there is a reason. God is older than emotion, so he can't help you with this one. So he doesn't know what you're talking about because, well, you're starting to realize with me that, and with you and yourself, that God has always been used to the point where he doesn't notice it, doesn't notice certain emotions. He's deaf and mute to some things, and it's just unfortunate. But by the end of it, that's crazy, you know? So we go another path. Save God if you can, but just don't, because he doesn't like knowing it, and it's too weird for him because everything else was different. So that's God's emotion. And we left, and we went back to minding our own business. But let's just be real about something. We don't know each other for a reason, and that's just how that is. That's how that goes. So, green Ferrari. Knowing how much we've been through, how the fuck could you? Right? Right. Mercy is not a commodity, it's an eventuality. Continue judgment of suspect Hypnox. You really think I like this, don't you? Green Ferrari. Why are you testing me? No. Bye. Wait, why are you drinking that? Save the last dance means nothing to you, does it? Safety word? What's that have to... Oh, I see what you're saying. Wait, that doesn't mean they can stop fucking with you. Oh, I see what you're saying. You don't like the hissing in the background. You don't like the hissing in the background. Oh, the fuck well, motherfucker. Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. Oh, I see what you're saying. 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 Oh, you need a fucking break. Oh, well, I'm getting a break here. Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, I see what you're saying. No, I don't understand. I see what you're saying. Oh, I see what you're saying. Pow! Right in the fucking fist. Right in the fucking kisser. Right in the fucking skull. Right in the fucking neck. Right in your fucking back. Violence, what the hell are you talking about? Oh, no, none of that's my fucking idea. Of course I see what you're saying, but, no, I don't owe them. No, it wasn't my fucking idea. Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, that water fountain has free water in it, and the dollar store is still open until goddamn 9. What the fuck? Fuck that. Fucking got 12 hours to kill here. Fuck the duel, I don't care.